We appreciate you staying with us. Every Wednesday, we work in partnership with the team at Kenosha.com to highlight people in the Kenosha community doing good things. And this week, we introduce you to Lennie Boresch, who is this week's Kenoshan of the Week. Lennie is joining us live this afternoon. And Lennie, of course, we want to thank you so much for your time and for joining us here on the News at 4. Let's start with bowling because I'm pretty terrible. I still use the bumpers. Many of us, though, still love a good casual game of bowling. But you have actually taken your skills to next levels, bringing home your second career Professional Bowling Association victory just a few weeks ago in Texas. So I want to ask you, what does it mean to you to just bring home this win?
Pretty special. I mean, it was the U.S. Open, which is probably in the as big as it gets, and that's the PBA 50 U.S. Open. It's kind of like the Senior Tour of golf. So yeah, it's pretty special. It's I haven't won in a few years, and to come out on top there was a pretty good feeling.
Have you been bowling for a while?
Yeah, I grew up since age 10. My parents owned a bowling alley down in Kenosha. They were big bowlers themselves, so I kind of grew up in the sport. And when I was 20 years old, I got into bowling business, pro shop business. So I've been doing that ever since. And then pretty much bowled my whole life. Wanted to be a pro bowler when I was 14 years old, and didn't quite work out when I was 19, 20. But I've kind of stuck with it as a part time and stayed involved. And life after 50 has been pretty good to me so far.
I love to hear that. And so bowling runs in the family. It's in your blood. As you mentioned, you said life after 50. Age, we know, is nothing but a number. But you turned 60 in April.
Yeah.
And you have been taking advantage of 60 and over events across the country. And like we mentioned before, you just competed in Texas and you've also competed in Las Vegas. So where else have you traveled to compete, and what does it mean to you to be traveling the country with something that you're just so passionate about?
It's great. I'm very blessed. I've been fortunate to, bowl over in Germany
Mm.
for Senior Team USA, and in Calgary, Canada, for Senior Team USA, and in Vegas 4 times. I've been on that team. Yep, there's a pick of the group. The guy on the left there, Walter Ray, is one of the greatest bowlers of all time. So I've been honored and blessed to bowl some of the best ever.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, in your article on Kenosha.com, you mentioned that bowling can be exhausting over time, right? Bringing you some mental and maybe physical strain. What do you mean by that?
Well, we bowled. I bowled about 80 games in about, oh God, about 9 days,
Mm.
and I don't know how many miles that would accumulate to walking, but it's quite a bit. We're standing on our feet for like 4-hour sessions, and we're swinging a 15-pound spear, bowling ball.
Yeah.
So it gets pretty exhausting. Mentally, you're trying to stay in the game, and you're competing, and trying to place up higher and trying to make good decisions and be patient. And yeah, it takes a toll on you mentally as physically, especially when you get to 60.
And when you're competing, how often are you practicing in between time?
Not too much. We have
Okay.
like a practice session, and in our days off, we might take a break. But yeah, if you usually try not to go more than a few days off. Now I haven't touched the ball since I've been back, just taking a little break. But in 2 weeks, I start back up. So Michigan. So
Oh, wow. I'm sure you haven't lost the skill, so it's okay. You need that little break. Before we
need
let
a
you
little
go,
break.
Lennie, what does it mean to you to, just to have this recognition, to be named the Kenoshan of the Week? What does that mean for you?
Well, it's quite an honor, growing up in Kenosha and my whole life, and
Yeah.
seeing a lot of great people come from Kenosha, and a lot of great people that they named Kenosha in a week. It's quite an honor to be named that, and I'm very, very, very honored.
And any advice, for people over the age of 50 who maybe, want to do something like you're doing, you're kind of just living out your passion and your dream right now. What would you say to them?
I think you never give up that dream. If you keep working hard at it, I think good things can happen. Unfortunately, not all the time, but I think if you got a passion for it, you love it, you just keep doing it, whether good or bad. I mean, you don't have to be, pro to enjoy the game. Just go out there and have fun. That's the main thing, is to have fun at it.
Lennie, how do we follow you? Where can we see, how you do at these competitions?
PBA.com.
Okay.
They usually keep that updated. Sometimes I try to keep my Facebook page, Lennie Boresch. Sometimes I'll keep updates on there, but usually PBA.com. And there's other outlets out there. PBA 50 Facebook page usually keeps you updated pretty good.
All right, well, we'll be following you, and hopefully one day you can actually take me to one of the lanes, because when I tell you I'm terrible, I need your help. So, all
Anytime.
right. Well, this week's Kenoshan of the Week, Lennie Boresch, we appreciate you so much for your time this afternoon. And again, congratulations on being named this Kenoshan of the Week this week.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Well, if you would like to read Lennie's entire story, you can just visit Kenosha.com. We'll also have this interview available on our website. Of course, that's TMJ4.com.